Hello, Da Vinci. Welcome back. This is Friday the 12th of February 2021 English lesson. Can I write a poem about an unknown planet? So I've got one here, and this is what we're going to be aiming for, something a bit like this. So it says, the planet Blatt. When I landed, I was in shock. There were no rivers, seas, or rock, trees or forest, deserts or sand, houses or buildings, schools or churches, children or grown-ups, not a bird or a cat. Just fancy that, the planet Blatt. So we're going to be looking at creating something like this. Now, you're going to need your listening ears, your magnet eyes, your pencil, and some paper. Right, so in the lesson, we're going to be talking about this unknown planet. Now, why was the person in shock? Well, you can see all of these things that are usually on Earth that we see all the time. So we usually see the rivers, seas, or rock. They're usually things we would see. Now, you might also say, well, what about these pairs? These pairs are linked. Well, trees or forests. Now, trees are what's in a forest, so they're linked. Deserts or sand. Sand is in the desert. Houses or buildings. Well, houses can be buildings. They are buildings. Schools or churches. That one's slightly linked because you can have some schools that are churches. You can have a Church of England school, which is a school, and attached to the school will be part of a church. You've then got children or grown-ups, and they're linked because children turn into grown-ups, don't they? They're both people, both humans. Now, they're all the things that I've decided to link together for this poem. So I'm going to show you now writing my own poem. So let me just share my new screen, and I'll show you what we're going to go for. Let's see. Now, I started writing here. I've rubbed it out because I wanted to show you together. So, when I landed, I was in shock. There were no, and I'm going to change it from what they said on the other poem. There were no mountains. Shuffle you up so you can see me. There we go. Mountains. But it's a list, so I'm going to need a comma. There were no mountains, hills, or rivers. Now, I borrowed one of the ideas, which was rivers, comma. What else would there no? Something that maybe we see a park or a playground. We might see those every day when we're at school. There were no mountains, hills, or rivers, parks, and I'm going to make it link. So parks or playgrounds. They're very similar things because you can have a playground in a park. With an S, playgrounds, comma. Something that we might see. I'm thinking, I might go out of the school and I might see some, flowers. Might see some flowers. Flowers. Or something that links with flowers. Flowers or, gardens. You can usually find a flower in a garden. So they're linked. Flowers or gardens, comma. What else might we have? Trains. I like trains. They're pretty cool. Trains or something that links with trains get you from one place to another. So buses. They're another thing that we might use to get from one place to the other. So when I landed, I was in shock. There were no mountains, hills, or rivers, parks or playgrounds, flowers or gardens, trains or buses. And now I'm going to keep with the riding theme. I'm going to go with what I see some children coming to school on. Bikes. Or something else children coming to school on. Scooters. This is sounding like a strange planet. Look at all these things that are disappearing that aren't there. Now I'm going to change what I'm thinking about now. I'm not going to do something that's rideable. I'm going to change it to, Ooh, dentists. Dentists. Something else that might not be on my planet. Something similar that links to dentists. I'm thinking I go to the dentist if I need help with my teeth. So I might go if I need help with my body. If I'm not very well, I'd go to a doctor, so dentist or doctors. Both people that would help me when I'm not feeling very well. What's next? I might do shops. Shops, yeah, I haven't mentioned shops yet. Shops or not going to link as well this one, but I'm going to try garages because there's a few of those that I've seen before that are near shops, and it might be garages that mend the car or garages that sell cars. It could be either one of them. Right, I'm going to think about the weather now. Not said anything about the weather. What about snow? Because we've had lots of snow recently. Snow or rain. There were no mountains, hills, or rivers, parks or playgrounds, flowers or gardens, trains or buses, bikes or scooters, dentists or doctors, shops or garages, snow or rain. Not even dogs or cats. I was thinking about my dogs, how I could get them into this sentence. Not even dogs or cats. Full stop. That's the end of my sentence, I think. Just, and I'm going to end it the same way as the other poem. Just, oh, nearly knocked over my camera. Careful. Just fancy that. And the other poem ended with an exclamation mark. So that is my poem. Now I've chosen lots of random things that I've included in my poem. Now I know I've made a couple of mistakes here. So because on our poem, this is the beginning line of each sentence, which means because it's the beginning of each line, we need a capital letter for each line. So I need to make sure that each one of my sentences has a capital letter that starts. Now I should only have a full stop at the end of my sentence, which is here. Now the rest of them, they don't need. I haven't got commas in all of them. I've got just them in a few of them because it's not a long list, so it needs breaking up a little bit. And then I've ended it with my exclamation mark for just fancy that. Now, let me switch you back over and let's have a look at the task today. So, here we go. Ooh, jingle jangle. When I landed, I was in shock, and this is your challenge one. Know something or something. Something or something, something or something. And I've given you a couple of ideas, but you need to copy these out, this whole sentence out, and you need to fill in those blanks with your pairs of words. Remember how I linked them? I said trains, buses, bikes, scooters, snow, rain. They both link. Wouldn't make sense if I'd said dentists and shops. No. Or trains and doctors, because they don't link. That doesn't make any sense. So I need to make sure that my two choices are going to link. When I landed, I was in shock. No, and I've given you a couple of exact ideas. You've got hats, shops, or buses. That's three ideas. So you need to choose to where you're going to put them and see which one, whether you can find another word that links. Right, challenge two. When I landed, I was in shock. No, and then I've given you all this space here to think of your own pairs of words. And challenge three, I've got all of the sentence, all of the starting thing, the starting poem from the start all the way to the end, and it ends with fancy that on planet, and then you need to add in what a planet name could be. Now I chose the Blatt poem because that and Blatt rhymed, but it doesn't mean you have to include a rhyming word as well. You can include your own, but I'd like you to fill in all of this. That's everything for English today. I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye, Da Vinci.